How's it cooking good looking? My name is Amalie and today we are making pho. Pho is a super traditional soup from Vietnam. It is commonly eaten all over the country, and when Jon and I traveled there, it was my preferable dish to eat. It's so delicious, it's so cheap to make, and we should just get started. So for pho, we have two elements of cooking, almost three. We have the broth that we need to make first because that has to simmer for a long time. So remember I said it's easy to make, it also takes a lot of time to make though. The second part is to cook our noodles. I'm using these instant noodles. It's rice noodles and it's flat noodles. You also need some garnish. And garnish is very important in a pho because that's all the flavors that you add on top of the broth. So we are gonna cook this broth as a beef broth. So I have some different cuts of beef. I have the beef shank that is commonly used for ossobuco, and then I have a short rib that is also common for slow cooked food. And the short rib has so much fat on it, so it's gonna really simmer and all the fat is gonna leave a lot of flavor in the soup. We also need some aromatics, and for that we have ginger, we have onion, we have some spices that is also gonna go in. Everything is roughly chopped because it's just going in a broth and we are gonna remove everything anyway at the end of it. I'm also gonna add in a ginger, and the ginger I'm actually just gonna divide into like smaller chunks. And I actually had a comment from one of you guys saying that you should leave the ginger skin on because apparently that gives like another flavor. And then I just asked my father's wife, who's Chinese, and she was like, that's totally true. They also do that, especially if you're sick. Everything that has like healing properties are in the skin of the ginger. The garlics we are just gonna give a smash. And then I'm actually gonna leave the skin on because there's a lot of good flavors in it. We are gonna bring the largest pot you have into high heat with some butter in it. I will definitely advise anyone to use a much larger pot than I have, but this is my largest pot. So now I'm just gonna let this in the pot for some time. I'm gonna do the same with my rib here. This is not something that everyone would do. I know that I have a friend from Thailand and she would never do this. She would just bring everything to a boil. But I was always told by my grandmother to do it this way, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna add in all the vegetables and our ginger. This is some homemade vegetable stock. You can also use beef stock or chicken stock or whatever you fancy. I'm gonna add in some brown sugar to give it a bit of a caramelized kind of flavor. Then I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of salt. And the reason I don't use more salt than that is because I also use 2 tablespoons of soy. This is white soy, light soy, and this soy is actually a little bit less salty. It has like a different kind of flavor. It's a tiny bit tangy, but it's amazing for a soup like pho. And then this baby, this is essential. This is fish sauce, and you need about 4 tablespoons of fish sauce in your pho. And I gotta say, you really shouldn't worry about this tasting like fish. It won't taste like fish, but it will just give that flavor that we really know from Vietnam. And here we have some oyster sauce. I am adding a tiny bit of water because I want everything to be covered so that it cooks evenly. And this is where I said have a larger bowl, right? Cinnamon is essential, and if you have had a pho before, you also noticed that it has this cinnamony kind of flavor. This one is normally for tea, but I like to put in my spices in this, like so, because it's easier to remove once you are done, you know? And I can see already I'm gonna need more than one for this, but that's okay, I have more. See you. Now we have our aromatics in, we have our beef in, vegetables, everything that's gonna make this pho really delicious. The only thing we need to make this a broth now is time. I'm gonna let this sit for 1.5 hours, and I'm gonna keep looking for this. You see all this I think it's called scum. I'm actually gonna take that with a spoon and remove it along the way. If you wanna avoid this, you can actually clean your meat in salted water before you start cooking. I don't mind it, and I'm just gonna remove it with a spoon. I'm also gonna pay attention to this broth because I don't want it to reduce too much. So if it reduces too much while you are cooking, just keep adding on a little bit more water. This is normally only an issue if you have a way too small pot, because I couldn't fill up all the water in the beginning. But yeah, use a big pot, that's what I'm trying to say. We are not gonna do anything else until we are coming back to remove all the vegetables, and then we're gonna bring the bones to a boil again while we are preparing our noodles and our garnish. What we have in front of us now is the garnish of the soup that we are making. And this is something that is meant to be super thinly cut. If you have really nice cutting skills, you can easily just use a knife and go cut it. I want to use my mandolin iron because I got one. For the pho, you need spring onions. I have been looking everywhere on Madeira for my spring onions. If you, like me, can't find nice spring onions, you can go for some leeks. So here we have our leek. I could almost have fooled you guys into thinking that this is spring onion, right? I am using Cubanelle chilies for my pho. You can actually use any kind of chili with the heat property that you like. I would like them a little bit more spicy, but I haven't been able to find the ones that I really want. But it doesn't matter, this one has a great flavor and they also had some heat to them. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I will say chili for your pho is fucking essential. Only thing we have to do now is that we have to slice up our scallop. It's just gonna go here next to. And then I have these bean sprouts that I've left in salted water just to make them a little less crunchy, but still crunchy. You know, it's just to drain them out a little bit. And this is how she lost a finger. Fresh coriander is essential, really essential. And I mean, you just pluck them here by the head. And some people like to chop them up. I think it's completely unnecessary. I like the pieces. I like to eat the whole leaf. It's really nice, and that's also the way they do in Vietnam. If you want to do something a little edgy, you can always add the stem of the herb to your soup. Just tie it up and put it down in the soup. It leaves a lot of delicious flavors. It's been an hour and a half, guys, and I'm gonna remove the beef over here just for a second. The reason that I'm removing all the beef now is simply just because I want to drain the soup from all the vegetables. I don't want two big chunks of vegetables. We have to drain the broth from all of this, and that's super simple. Pour it over and sear it. So I've rinsed my pot, and now I'm gonna put back the meat and the bones into the pot. This is all the fat from the ossobuco. Delicious. There you go. We are gonna bring this to a simmer again on a higher, like a little above medium this time. I'm gonna keep the lid on, give it a little bit of pressure so that it cooks and the meat gets more tender. The soup is almost done, guys. It's been simmering for another 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna finish up my garnish. I'm gonna chop up my nuts and I'm gonna slice out the lemon, because you have to serve your pho with lemon. All we need to do now is to soak our rice noodles in water, because these are dry rice noodles. We need to make them nice and tender. Drain them from water and then add them to the bowl, because we're gonna portion size our pho. I like to use one little bouquet like this. It's 50 grams, and that should be enough for one person. So I have here a sirloin, and this sirloin we need to cut into very nice and thin slices, because the slices of this has to be so thin that you actually can just leave it in the bowl raw, and then once you pour over the soup, this is gonna cook really nicely. I'm removing the tendons and the fat because no one wants to eat that. Our noodles are almost done. They're starting to get really tender and nice. So we're gonna drain them, and then we're gonna arrange our pho, and we're gonna pour over our soup because it's done. All we need to do is to remove the parts that we won't eat. That would include the fat and the bones and all those tendons that are in between the meat. They are perfect now. And they are gonna be placed here in the middle of our plate. We are gonna add a portion of our meat. And here comes our pho. If you don't want any chunks in your pho, you want a really clean soup, you can always drain it through a strain if you want. And you can see already how the meat is actually, it's already cooking. See? Let's add some sprouts and our leek, some scallots, bunch of chili flakes, heaps of coriander, guys, a little bit of chopped nuts, and last but not least, a little bit of lime. I would always have the garnish on the table so that people, they could put whatever they want on top. Some other things that you should always have with you. On the table, you serve the pho, and then the people eating with you, they can decide if they want to add some sweet soy, some more fish sauce, or some sweet and spicy chili. But now I just really want to dig in. Are you ready to eat? I've made you a huge portion.
It's the only reason I film. Hello guys.
Hello, hello.
This is one of my favorite dishes, I think.
From Asia.
It reminds me of some of the best trips we've had to, well, Vietnam.
Yeah.
We were on this food tour where we really got the taste for the original pho.
Yeah, we learned that the secret to pho is nothing fancy. It's all about cooking it for a long time. Does it taste like Vietnam?
Oh,
Try it.
wow, it's amazing. It has so many flavors. Oh wow, you really did good, amazing.
Oh my God, Jon, this tastes like... This tastes like Asia. It tastes like what we used to eat.
And the cinnamon is, oh my God.
It's like the spices are very pungent, but that's actually what I like about it. And then it's very fatty. I didn't remove any of the fat. We want the fat chunks in there, right?
I would like the more a bit more spiciness.
Here it is. Because when we ate this in Vietnam, it was so spicy. And we would add very little chili, right?
This is really, really good.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. Can you make this every day? Oh my God, this is amazing.
It's good.
It's great.
Guys, if this video made you hungry, please leave it a like. If it made you drool, subscribe to my channel. And leave a comment and let me know if you want to try this recipe. Thank you, bye, see ya.